Sex time moves a lot slower than normal time. So you might be thinking like you're an absolute champ like this guy. And you...
Oh, you put him? Because I'm not having Catfish in a community that I've worked bloody hard to build, and it's built on transparency.
Can I just say something?
And love and honesty.
Positivity.
And positivity. Not catfishing my virgins.
What you don't understand, Jim, what you don't understand, boy, is it's not about the football.
I've got new glasses. No one's noticed I've got new glasses. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Right, let's kick off on this. No one noticed I've got new glasses. No one. I've been wearing it all day Monday. Have you noticed that these are new?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers, T.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
No one in the office, no one said a word.
But
brand new glasses. They're right in the middle of my... You look at me to talk, generally, don't you?
Yeah, Jimmy,
nothing.
What does that say?
They see me, maybe.
I think it means that you're not being as bold as you should be. You gotta make a statement.
People realise because Flav was wearing those weird glasses.
You're not making a statement, mate.
No.
What do you want?
I've got the other ones to make a statement, but these
What other ones?
Well, the other ones... You thought this is the first pair?
I didn't even know, I don't know. I literally don't know what we're talking about.
You don't, yeah. I've got one of those boring faces.
No, you haven't.
Like a man's thigh.
No, you've got a beautiful, striking face that would be attractive to many, many older gentlemen. But but you've got to make more of a statement.
No, because when you look a bit like we shouldn't say it really. It's not fair. But when people say you look a bit like a lesbian,
yes,
and you're a man, a straight man, and you're disappointed by those stereotypes, but you should be moving on with the comment that you're making, the point you're trying to get across.
I can imagine.
But if you go with a statement pair of glasses, you just look more like.
Well, firstly, you shouldn't care what people think. Secondly,
I don't.
It sounds like you.
I expect something. It's just basic politeness in the office, isn't it?
I think that I think that I could see a butch lesbian in those glasses. I could see it. So if you're reinforcing the stereotype.
Welcome back to the podcast, the best podcast you've never heard of. It's one for the weekend. Wowee. Last week was a tense ride. If you haven't listened to that podcast yet, then make sure you do, because we'll be basically dealing with the mess that you created in the comments last week. If you haven't heard this podcast before, it's a football podcast. We'll be talking about football. We'll be talking about the big game this weekend, Liverpool versus Spurs. We'll be talking about Premier League nominees for the player of the season, putting forward our 5, which we can then tackle as the weeks go on.
Are we doing our player of the decade?
And
are we starting that?
We're going to be starting that as well. We're going to be doing a Premier League team of the decade each week, which you guys can get involved in. But normally, the podcast is... it's a two-way street, you know, and we utilise the comments in a huge way to create the running order. It's been a nightmare this week.
Why?
Because of your actions last week.
I haven't seen
Ketchup gate.
What? So what? Did I win?
No, you didn't win.
Huh?
We will speak about Ketchup gate in a little bit because it's not there on my running order just yet. But we will be talking about that. But it did kick off because Flav was getting upset about ketchup and baked beans on the same plate. Anyway, hello everyone. Hello lads. Hello ladies as well.
Oh yeah, there's shitloads of them.
The ladies list. This is week 2 of the ladies list. I've been thinking things in threes generally are good. So next week will be the last week that we will read out the ladies list for all the ladies that listen to the podcast, because we want you to feel comfortable and nurtured.
Yeah, no, the point of this...
Nurtured?
Nurtured, yeah, that's fine. Sure. No, nurtured, kind of. The point of this is that by highlighting them, you're making them feel welcome.
We just respect women over here.
Well, we do.
Well, over here.
Yeah, your actions would lead you to believe that you don't respect them.
I celebrate women.
You hump them and dump them.
Celebrate, yeah, well, we're all celebrating. So, this week, you guys let us know in the comments below if you're a lady and you listen to the pod.
shouldn't they?
Ghosty, yeah.
Yeah, go Tanveer the ghost. Tanveer the unfriendly ghost.
Wait, that's such a shit name.
Hump 'em and dump 'em Tanveer.
Tanveer on the 1s and 2s. Tanveer will be not testing Tanveer, that's done now, but drawing Tanveer, that carries on in earnest. We've got a new drawing this week.
Is there a new drawing?
And in the same vein, I think next week, well, we'll get onto it, but next week will be the concluding part of drawing Tanveer. But yeah, the ladies list.
All right, can you do, he'll read one, I'll read one, edit it so that it goes like that.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
So I'll go first.
You go first.
Okay. So welcome back to the podcast this week. Sam.
Emily.
Emma Chadwick.
Dottie.
Maria Williams.
Mrs. Cunnan.
Maria.
Rima.
Common sense.
Amy Merrin.
Ashna Joria,
Malia Lane Green,
Shay Brown,
Rebecca Morton,
Caroline,
Rebecca Cully,
and Orla.
Orla.
Sarah,
I mean, like,
Sarah
give us your
Orla,
name.
maybe.
Give us her name.
Yeah, common sense.
Orla. You're not a South American footballer. You got
Worried
my
about.
name.
I'm worried about people trying to get on the ladies' list and catfishing the ladies' list. More on catfishing later in this podcast as well. You will hear once again from the niche celebrity of the One for the Weekend podcast. That is Dottie Foster.
And all you have to be is a girl and a lesbian.
Yeah,
to become that.
It's the kryptonite for the commenters.
Or is she?
Or is she? Yeah, or is she
Or is
even
he?
a woman?
Or is he?
Yeah, more on that, and Flames of Ice, and all the other best bits. One thing I want to talk about just quickly is, here's a comment. We've had quite a few comments like this. This is from Waspop in Maine. He said, what happened to the rest of Ball Street? I love the podcast, but one podcast a week with all those subscribers and a couple of emojis. And basically then there was a few replies, people saying, oh, they always ignore this question.
Basically, all the content was really shit.
That's not the answer. So what I wanted to do is I don't want to be that kind of, an employee of Wall Street, part of the content.
Who gives you the right to say?
You're not an employee, so.
But you can get in trouble for this. I can't.
No, it's fine because actually, and I apologise.
You don't get paid.
But
I've
spoken to the powers that be
and
said, look, I think we should let people know what's going on, what the deal is.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that you think that we're ignoring you because we're not. That's not what certainly the podcast
Well, no, we
and
did.
the channel's not about.
Exactly have
Although we were for a bit.
We did ignore it.
But the reason we've been ignoring you.
Kind of none of their business.
No, it's not. It is their business.
Okay.
It's their business.
What if they're not a subscriber now? Asking.
If they're not a subscriber, then you can do one.
Put your finger
But
in your ears.
for all the OGs, yeah. What's it? Earmuffs? Anyway, the future of Ball Street. Let's talk about that for a second, very, very briefly. Yes, of course, the content has kind of scaled down a bit.
It's over.
And this is the last podcast. Whoa, calm down. This is the last podcast in this studio because we're moving offices.
Christ. So what in here?
So it could be the last time you see this.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice new set of some sorts.
Do
we take the fern or do we leave it? We're definitely gonna leave it because who wants to carry it?
Effort,
I say we give it away.
Give it away. You
Someone
can do
want
that.
that?
You can do that.
I'll tell you what.
There's so much stuff here, and people going, "We should give it away. Should we give it away?"
Yeah.
All right, you do that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Put it in a bin.
Chris Kamara pictures was enough.
Like my missus, she'll do that. She'll do that exact same thing. It's like there is a skybox. We switched over to Virgin 2.5 years ago.
Happy with your choice?
Not really. I've now got a chipped thing, so I get all my channels for free. Fuck Sky, fuck Virgin. All the football. Should I say this?
On video as well.
Probably
What
Fuck
the
it. All the boxing, all the football. I'm never paying for it again. They get paid too much money.
Hopefully they'll let you take it into jail.
Yeah, someone took. There's some streamers.
Yeah.
Who stream football. And
17 years they got, didn't they?
17 years between them.
Right between them.
So that sounds much worse than it is.
Do you know what,
So
someone
hang on,
commented that-
divide 17 by 5 approximately.
Right, 17 by 5.
Yeah.
It's 3 and a bit.
Right. So 3 and a bit years each.
God, I hope that's
Then,
right.
so 3 and a bit years, more or less, whatever.
3 times 5 is 15. A little bit more than 17.
Yeah.
There you go.
Quick maths.
I'm creative.
Divided by 5.
What?
Divided by 5. 17 divided by 5.
Yeah, I said 3 and a bit.
All right. And
right, isn't it?
and then after that, good behaviour.
Yeah.
They'd made something like 60 mil. I would do a year and a half in prison.
So what are you saying? Come and get me?
I know, because I'm just a punter, aren't I?
Yeah.
Anyway, she had this skybox, and she's like, they might come for it. And I'm like, no one's coming for this. No one is coming for this.
We know you're in there.
And she just will not chuck it away. Does my fucking brain in.
But anyway, the future of Wall Street. So yeah, look, the content has kind of calmed down a little bit recently, but we are looking at how we're going to kind of evolve Ball Street, the channel at the moment, and where it might go. And the talks that we're having are really exciting. We think it's going to be stuff and football content that you will really enjoy, but it's kind of it's taking a little bit of time, and so we apologise that there's not as much content as there used to be, but there still is this wonderful podcast, and we're trying to do other bits and pieces as well, but just kind of bear with us is all I can really say. But it's nothing too bad.
It's free, isn't it?
I know, but I'm just having a dialogue, aren't I?
No, you don't have to apologise.
No.
It's a bit wet.
Reasons to listen on One for the
Like,
Weekend.
just go and watch all the other free content on YouTube, and then come back when we're ready.
Yeah, but they don't want the others. They want us, Flav.
What you reckon? It's like that guy. It's like I went into a fucking trainer shop in Swindon once, and he goes, you're off that Football Republic. And I went, you cunt.
You are, aren't you? Because the podcast, the documentary you
It was
did.
before I'd done that.
Right.
They paid me, Jim. What do you want me to do? I'm a freelancer. I've got to fucking work. I've got to feed my family, haven't I?
What a snake.
Yeah, what a snake.
Snake.
Make it, yeah. You can
bothered?
pick and choose.
Are you really bothered?
Yeah.
Our fucking channel creative director was on in the same documentary.
Yeah, that's so true.
Oh, I'm getting stick.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
Reasons to
talking about-
listen.
all right.
Come on, let's get onto the football.
Yeah.
And then calm takes are on their way. So this podcast is on iTunes. The listens are going up, apparently.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yeah, that is good.
So go subscribe to the podcast on
Although,
iTunes. There's a link
there
in the
was a little
description.
delay. I was looking for it on my drive home last week. The video went up.
They went up at the same time.
Did they?
Strange. Yeah.
Whose job is it in?
No, it can't be trusted. I do it.
No.
Jim does the iTunes stuff.
Yeah, it definitely went on. It's
Yeah,
there now, isn't it?
It's now listened to by 3,000 people,
Yeah, which is
which
good.
is not awful.
Not awful.
Not
Exciting. Very exciting.
It's, that's not a bad base, especially because most of our listeners or viewers...
Smelling the money, isn't he? Can see it.
there's value there. Well, there's not value to Ball Street because it's too small, but if they gave it to us, we could make money out of it, a substantial amount eventually.
But
And they'd be happy about that, wouldn't they?
yeah, they'd be
They'd
delighted
be
with it.
stoked.
Um,
What
if-
about a live show? We doing a live show?
Yeah, we just need to do the work for it, so probably not.
What are you talking about?
Well, we've got to find a place and do all that shit.
I'll go into the Brass Monkey. I'll go, can we do it in here? They'll go, yeah. You write the running order. You do all of the research.
It's such a tiny spanner, but I think it'll be huge for you.
What?
Right? The Brass, we're moving offices, so Brass Monkey's 30 seconds down the road. So you'd have to go out of your way to go to the Brass Monkey. You still want to do it? But the new gaff,
There's a pub
we
near
might
my
be able to
house.
do it at the new
It's
gaff.
really good.
You never know. And the podcast will be moving to the same podcast studio that Reggie Yates uses.
Claim to fame.
Very cool. Anyway, reasons to listen to this fantastic pod that you've never heard of before. If you leave a review in the, what's it called? Review section.
Yeah.
And you can tuck into that.
Have
Can't
we
you?
got any reviews this week?
Yeah, we've got mate.
Go on, read me
Loads.
one.
Here's one. Here's 3.
3. Whoa.
Right, first one. This is from Jonathan. I've been watching Ball Street content since the Long Ball Street podcast, which you did with Matt. This podcast is brilliant, capital letters. One for the weekend helps with my commute to work and getting through my boring office job.
Yeah.
If you want genuine football discussion between fans, then this podcast is for you. James and Flav,
Really?
brackets Flames, give relationship advice and discuss footballers' wangs occasionally. What more could you ask for? Keep up the
True.
great work, Flames. Thanks, Jonathan.
Also, in your reviews in future, tell us what this show is better than. It can be anything.
Okay. Another one. I haven't got the name, sorry. But the football podcast is so good, it helps me dull the pain of being a Palace fan. Flav and James are great hosts with hilarious rapport. Although I must say, Tanveer's football knowledge is truly appalling. I didn't start taking an active interest in football until last summer. But even I am routinely dismayed by his obliviousness. Not
Weird
bothered.
flex.
Would recommend it to everyone. P.S. # wang in. And then the last one, this is interesting. Jambo Rambo 911. He says 5 stars on this review. He says, great podcast. Flav looks like he'd smell like Lynx Africa. Thoughts?
I actually smell like Christian Dior.
Hello.
That's what I've got on.
Ooh.
They don't really make them like
Christmas
this
present?
anymore.
Do you think someone who looks like this would smell like Lynx Africa?
Do you buy perfume?
Parfum, yeah. But more than
Toilet odour?
Yeah, because it's
I
like,
don't buy it. I get it at Christmas. I reckon 60% of males don't buy perfume.
What, you don't go out and
They get
say,
it bought
oh, that
for them at
smells,
Christmas.
that smells nice. I'll have that.
Well, that's fine because it would last you about a
Would
year.
you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. It would last you about a year, wouldn't it?
At least, yeah.
About a year. So I would. I mean, I bought mine in on the way back from Russia on the trip when England were playing.
Duty free.
Mm.
Ah. Let's get into some calm takes. # calm takes. This is from Tammy Motha. # calm takes. A top 6 club finishing outside the top 4 doesn't mean all their players are shit and they need a squad overhaul, but really the gaps in quality between 4th to 5th, 4 to 5 of those teams in any given year is so small that the difference ends up being just 1 or 2 poor results.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really interesting calm take
That is
due
it.
to the fact that Spurs, lost 4 out of the last 5, is that right?
I don't think so.
Something like that. 3 of the last 4,
Maybe.
something like that. And slippery slope, you can look at the table here, you can see that you could drop to 5th
We will.
with a defeat against league leaders Liverpool. and you could end up finishing 6th, which you touched on last week. But if that happens, and you finish 6th,
have you seen?
it would be really embarrassing. Do you overhaul the whole squad?
No.
Is this a fair take?
No. It's a nice take, but it doesn't tell the whole picture because you're not. No one's suggesting a complete squad overhaul, but the significance of finishing 5th rather than 4th is gigantic. So there is a story around it. I don't think anyone thinks the players are shit because you don't finish in top 5. It's just the jeopardy is much higher. Top 4, the jeopardy is so huge, isn't it? And the other thing is, if you look, do you know our fixture list?
Not off by heart.
People are focusing on the 2 away games, which are the 2 hardest in the league.
Yeah.
But we've got 6 home games against clubs that have nothing to play for.
So you think you'll be fine, basically?
We're going to win. We're going to win 6, draw 1, and lose 1 of our last
Do you know,
8 games. I think.
The only thing when I look at all of that, I think I'll be blown away by with how bad everyone feels like Chelsea's season's been. If Chelsea somehow finish any higher than 6th, that's crazy.
What do you mean, any higher than 6th?
The sort of the ill will towards Chelsea and their club and their manager and their way that they play and how they've been doing and the results, blah blah blah. If they don't finish 6th, it kind of it puts anyone else who finishes below them in a shady light, I would have thought.
Because of all the ill feeling around Chelsea at the moment, they should be finishing 6th given all the turmoil they've gone through.
Yeah, considering how it's been portrayed, and everyone's been part of that. Everyone's agreed with it.
Yeah, it seems like but early on in the season, we're talking about being title challengers. They're being a 3-horse race.
Oh, they were fantastic at the start of the season.
Yeah. You would think so. I think Man United's running puts them 6th.
Okay.
But I'm desperate for Chelsea or Man United to finish in the top 4.
Do you know,
Just
what
know
did I
as
see?
Arsenal don't.
There's a way that it goes wrong again, isn't there? It's like Chelsea win the Europa League, Arsenal finish 3rd, Man United finish. Man United win. That's it. Man United win the Champions League, Chelsea win the Europa League, you finish 4th, and Arsenal finish 3rd. Then you'd be pushed out. Would you not?
Why you could have put Arsenal in that position? Why are you putting Spurs in that position? You could have
chosen
chosen
funny, wouldn't it?
Funny. Funny. In what way would it be funny, Jim?
It would be funny because.
No, I understand. You don't have to explain it again.
Yeah, right.
You mean for the second time in 10 years we've been knocked out?
That could easily happen, couldn't it? They probably won't. Man United will get knocked
Chelsea
out.
Chelsea won't. Arsenal got Napoli. Fucking hell.
Which they could beat. You don't know that.
Yeah, well, Napoli second? No, I guess.
How are you going to feel when Arsenal go above you this week?
Oh, not great.
Yeah. Quick look at the fixtures. Fulham Man City is the 12:30 game. That could be 10, couldn't it? Fulham Man City.
Yeah.
That could be 10. Especially like home game. Home game for Fulham, but Fulham fans are crap generally. The atmosphere there is crap generally. Man, like they get a couple of goals early doors, then it becomes 6 by half time. That could happen.
They're getting pumped.
They get pumped.
That said,
big time.
They held their own against Liverpool. They played all right.
Yeah.
And it was that penalty? Probably not.
See what? At the time we did it on the kickoff, didn't we? I think we were all like, yeah, it was. But everyone else I've spoken to has gone, that was never a penalty.
No, when I look
never
back,
a penalty, but on Sane.
Yeah.
No, not Sane.
No, Salah.
Mane. Yeah, mixed up.
Mane.
With the names.
What do you mean?
Fulham Man City, Brighton Hove Albion versus Southampton in a relegation clash. Burnley against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Crystal Palace versus Huddersfield Town. Leicester City versus Bournemouth. Man United versus Watford. West Ham versus Everton. And then on the Sunday, you've got Cardiff Chelsea and Liverpool Spurs. I've got a disappointing headline. Early doors here. But before that, we've been.
I'm saying
those fixtures.
Yeah, Newcastle steal a draw against.
That's the only game I didn't play. Oh, they're playing Arsenal, aren't it? Is that on Monday? It's on Monday, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, the result of the weekend is that they somehow get a draw there, and we go to Anfield and pump them.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Liverpool Spurs.
In your head, do you feel like there's any way that Spurs get a result out there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
easily.
Oh, all right. How do you predict it? Because you're really good at predicting games.
Correct.
What do you say? What's your gut say?
Do the beautiful mind thing where it's like...
Bro, tell him to do that afterwards.
I edit on the job, don't I?
Yeah.
You could easily... Like, you've drawn there loads of times before. Lost earlier in the season, they did look miles better than you, but they were playing with no pressure whatsoever. Whereas you're the underdogs in this game.
I like this.
I feel... I
feel
smell
like
a
we're
draw.
gonna get something.
I smell a draw.
Call me maniac. Call me a maniac.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to fucking get something up there.
What are your players like when they come back from international duty?
I mean, we've been pretty drab all season. There's been no...
Yeah.
Or-
Have you been on fire at all at any point this season? It's been a proper slog, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like we're
It's coming to
a natural
plateau.
It plateaued, yeah. No, not really. No, I mean there's been some great results. Beating Dortmund 3-0, and we went on a period of when we had without
Funny
Kane, where we won every game, but they were like eking over the line.
Yeah. You
It's
could
been
almost
frustrating,
get on board with that, couldn't you?
mate. But like I said, with this new stadium,
Well,
rising.
so I mean, this won't be at the new stadium. This is away from home.
Yeah.
Last week I gave a very calm take, although you said it was a hot take. I was giving you a calm take that it was ridiculous how much you were moaning about Wembley when it was clearly the best option you ever could have had.
Right. You're right about that.
Was I?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
you can say that now as you leave. Calm take again, but you're overreacting to how good it's going to be with this new stadium.
That's not a calm take. Both of these things are inflammatory. You're saying things to wind me up. That isn't a calm take.
No, that is calm. No, I'm telling you to calm down. If I'm telling you to calm down, that's a calm take.
What you don't understand, Jim, what
He's probably
you
right.
don't understand, boy, is it's not about the football. It isn't about the football. The football is secondary.
And that's what it's
We're
about.
going home. It doesn't matter if you it's like you've been away, you've been travelling around the world, a couple of years, flinging it about, and then eventually you're like, I've got to go home.
Yeah.
No matter how much fun you're having.
This is going to fall off.
He's weeping, literally.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to go home sometimes.
The stadium does look good.
When I was 16...
Is this another troll take or a calm take? You can decide. You see that little video of the bald fella who, when he sees the stadium, because he had the practice games last week, there's a bald fella and have you seen this?
He's having a little cry.
He's having a little cry.
A bald fella? Was that someone in the stands?
So he's going and he's going...
It's amazing.
And he's crying.
Bit
much?
Yeah.
Bit much, innit?
Bit much, yeah.
Fuck me.
It's
not like he's gone, where does this come from? He's just like, it's not like he's turned it off and then gone, hang on. He knew the stadium was there. He's seen pictures of it, surely.
Yeah.
Crying?
Yeah, no, it is a bit much.
Maybe I'm being unfair.
Look, sometimes football means a lot to people, doesn't it? Maybe they should prioritise and look at their lives a little bit. But there's in the last game of the season at White Hart Lane against Man United, 18 months ago now. I was expecting to be emotional.
Yeah.
I was expecting to feel something, and I just stood there and felt nothing. It was really weird.
Do you know why that was?
Don't know.
Do you think it's because you're like, yeah, I know we're coming back? But I guess it's not going to be the same guys.
I don't know. People around me were crying, but I'm like, I just felt like it's just football, isn't it? Like there's literally people.
That's
being
so contradicting to what you said. Like literally a minute.
There is
ago,
literally
going
people
home.
being blown up as we speak.
Yeah.
Just like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of reasons why I didn't find it emotionally moving. I don't know.
Well, you've got a ticket for the first game back.
Yes, I have.
Will you be emotional, do you think, when you get in there?
No, I'm excited. I won't be emotional. I look in, this is fucking great. It's like an amusement arcade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going into Bonham at the first time. And Spurs have done incredible like with Arsenal. And they built this identikit stadium, which is exactly the same as Benfica's. It's like they go, oh, we'll have that, put that there. And because of that, yeah, like that.
Only got to B. Just got bored, didn't they?
That one looks all right.
Ajax Arena.
Yeah, 60,000. Yeah.
Another one with B. Benfica. Yeah,
But
that'll do.
that
We'll do
one's
that
red.
one. Red. Oh yeah. We red.
Perfect red.
We red.
So they've just plonked it there, and they had to go. This is
Emirates is very impressive.
This is an actual term, an Arsenalification of their stadium after it was built, because it had no identity. This is not a joke. I'm not making this up.
What do you mean?
So they built the stadium, and naturally, because it's just an identity.
Same as
stadium,
Benfica's,
but
right.
Yeah, it's a pre-existing model. It wasn't built for Arsenal.
Right.
It didn't look or feel like it. So they had to start. They sold these little bricks that people can put in the ground and have little Arsenal messages on there. They had to put the statues up around. All this happened after the stadium was built, because they realised, fuck, we've got no identity. We have to make one again. Because, you know, and there's no...
Isn't that just branding?
No, the irony isn't... No, it isn't, because you look at what Spurs have done. They've, like, the whole place is caked in our history. They've got the old clock that we used to have. We've got a markage of where the centre spot was of YR Lane. There's old programmes plastered everywhere. We're a proper football club, so we're going to do things properly. But with Arsenal, they just, you know, it makes sense that they didn't get it right the first time, because it's all plastic bullshit, isn't it?
Okay. Back to the big game this weekend.
Yeah.
Because this is for Liverpool. This is one of the last few toughies for them. Although they do seem to be tensing up a little bit, but at home they've looked good. They look solid. It's been a place of solace for them. Disappointing headline time though. I was thinking, let's maybe read a preview, do my work on this. Thank God for Phil Thompson, football expert. It says here, Phil Thompson. He's come up with this, and they've gone with this headline. Fair enough to them. He's gone, Liverpool need to be at their best against Tottenham on Sunday, says Phil Thompson.
Oh, genius. Wow.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, dived into the grey there, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
Tricky.
yeah, it's like, it's the thing why pundits often are so terrible, aren't they? It's because you got to be at your best. Although, to be fair,
have to be at their best.
He might have said, if that's the best.
Come on, Phil.
If that's the most insightful thing that he said in that video, i.e., that's the pull-out quote.
Yeah.
You got to worry, innit?
Because that's how it works, isn't it? You go, right, us with the podcast, we'll go, what do we talk about for 30 seconds? That's good enough for a title. It is one of the last halves. They'll have to be at their best, Liverpool. How will Spurs set up for this one? Because you kind of went, I remember the game earlier in the season, you went quite narrow. You had Dyer in there and Winks in there.
We've played narrow all season. A diamond.
So do you think he'll stick with that then?
Likely so, yeah. I think he will. It was interesting because I was talking to Chris Pajak doing a preview of this game, and he said the way to beat Liverpool is to play very wide and have two wingers hugging the touchline. That's the way you get bypass their narrow system, because they play through the middle.
Right.
So if we're going to match up against them, then we're going to struggle, I think.
Struggle with Mane in that first game, I remember.
Yeah.
Him he started, him being the guy who makes those runs beyond.
The problem is with Liverpool is because they play three up top, that it's a lot to deal with, and you can take two out of the game, but they got another one there who's going to be just as damaging. So if it isn't Salah, it's Mane. But what the problem with that, as Chris pointed out, is that because all their quality is through the middle, if you do stretch the play, you have got an opportunity there to bypass that system. But we won't, because Pochettino trusts his system, trusts his own way of playing. And Bayern Munich, interestingly, played very wide in the game against them at Anfield when they drew 0-0, and that isn't the way they play. They play narrow also. So it can be done. You can change your tactics in that amount of time, but I just can't see Pochettino doing it.
I think there's a new. I mean, obviously, it's any team against Liverpool, you're looking to try and stop them, and then get to 60 minutes and see how you can get on. But I think even more so, because the natural tension of the whole season, and the fact that this is now like last international break, right? That's done. Deep breath now. It's a sprint to the finish. This is this game's going to be amazing, I think.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I really do. Because I think I could see Spurs nicking a goal, and then Liverpool just getting a bit hectic. Liverpool fans that them being at home, it being sort of just being a real classic. I think it'll be a real. I've got like 2-2 or 3-2 in my head on this one.
I actually feel quite confident, and when over the last season or two, when people expect nothing from Spurs or expect us to get tonked, we tend to turn up a little bit. And I think also that there is this kind of constant narrative that Spurs will fuck it up when it comes down to it. And, we may do. But we are a better team than people sometimes give us credit for. And to think that we're going to go up there and get rolled over isn't my first thought. And I'm not saying it can't happen. Of course it can.
And
anyone can
you'll
get rolled
attack
over
as well. There's a lot of teams that won't even bother doing that.
Yeah, unless we're forced to sit back. I'd like the idea, and I've said this so many times, I like the idea of actually going and setting up to play counter. Just let them have it, because they've struggled, like as always do. All teams struggle to break teams down in the Premier League against professional defenders at the best in the world at doing what they do. Of course it's going to be difficult when someone comes like Burnley and shuts up shop. Like, if we did that and then used our pace, and you get Son away, break away, Kane on the run, I just feel like we could do a smash and grab. But he won't. He never will. And I suppose if you're going to be ambitious, it's not, you need to play your way. You need to believe in your own system. But more...
Do you know, if you'd won the last 10 on the bounce, just plucking anything out of the air, I don't think you'd say that going into this game.
No. I would say
because you're fallible. You feel fallible at the moment.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And so that's why kind of let's take a draw and get the fuck out of here.
I'll take a draw now.
Okay. So much more to come. Really excited about Dottie and the Catfish chat that's still to come in this podcast. But before that, let's stick with the football. Actually, let's do Tanveer's drawings briefly. So Tanveer's on the 1s and 2s. And have you seen this photo? So Tom Cash, OG, he took a break from revising for his A-levels to take the #drawn Tanveer challenge. Tanveer's on the 1s, 2s. No one's ever seen him before on camera. Some people have been boring and found him on Twitter or whatever. But otherwise, people don't know what he looks like. So in a part of a 3-part series, we're doing Draw Tanveer. So last week, we... who was it? What was his name? Sam Burgess did this picture.
Where did I see it? Did one for weekend gifts and pictures?
Someone made us their profile picture.
Profile picture.
Yeah.
And now this week, Tom Cash has done this whilst he was doing his A-levels. So he's gone for a darker kind of brown, a bit more of a rouge in this Sam's brown. But he's gone with the second clue that you gave last week, Flav, that Tanveer has a beard. And not a beard like a Muslim cleric. Was it cleric?
Yep.
Just a sort of more tapered beard,
right.
I would say. I think that's a step closer from the first picture.
Yeah.
Next week will be the last week of it. So bit of homework for you, Tanveer. I'd like you to draw a picture of yourself.
I'm so bad at drawing, it's insane.
Excited to see it. So you can put that forward, and any other Tanveers that are drawn with the addition of this week's clue that Flav's going to give us in a second, will be put on the mug shots. Yeah. And then we will reveal Tanveer alongside these mug shots.
Right. So the issue. So you're on the right path.
This podcast is fucking weird, mate.
You're on the right path. You've made his head too round, too fat. He's actually he isn't a fat guy. He hasn't got a fat head.
Not anymore.
He's quite yeah. There was a time, but no, he's kind of quite slim now. The beard is way too rugged. Like, imagine he's like he
goes to a Turkish barber's.
Yeah, like it's crafted. His beard is crafted. It's like,
do you want, go on Instagram and type in like #men's hair.
Yeah, like it's so crafted. You would see him in a 1980s hairdresser run by an old Greek lady.
That's the clue you're giving people.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
Not the Greek lady thing, no.
No, but they have like examples of hair you can have if you go
right, yeah, you do. Yeah. You look exactly like a guy. Look, that's one of the pictures. There's the black and white pictures, aren't they?
When they, And when they do his hair, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know if it's true, the line is so fine, and they do it with a razor, yeah?
That's true.
Yeah. So he's got like, imagine his hair is pristine. It's like almost always like it's just been cut, and the beard is like it ain't a bushy big beard. It's like
He's proper. He's
like a metro-
overly groomed.
metrosexual,
Some would say.
isn't it?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that, Tanveer. I think he looked great, but some would say overly groomed. It's
Yeah,
sort of like, what's he hiding? He's got that look, and I don't know if you can encapsulate this in the drawing. He looks like he's hiding something in plain sight
There's
with
just
the
something-
amount of
something
heavy
behind my
grooming
eyes.
that he's put into his face. What's he hiding?
Like if he came out in the future, you wouldn't
Go,
be.
right.
Yeah.
That's what he was hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I took care of
Yeah.
myself.
Or
Yeah,
like,
if he came out in the future, he wouldn't be surprised, and we would
Yeah.
fully support you.
yeah, or if you go, if he went, guys, I can't do football media stuff anymore. I'm going to go become an estate agent. I go, right.
Or a phone shop salesman.
Or a phone shop salesman.
Yeah, absolutely.
I go,
Take my
right, that
phone
explains the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
headset.
Do you reckon, like, you know, because he doesn't know anything about football, do you reckon, like, the vast majority of this pod, apart from, you know, when we're talking about the football and stuff, he goes, what the fuck are they
got a
talking
clue.
about?
Sometimes, yeah.
Hasn't got a clue. He's just chatting up women. Speaking of which, get your bits up for the lads. Someone said this. Where is it? Lewis Williams said, just checking in, wondering whether we could see a return of Birds and That, but with Tanveer. Or was that just an Adam exclusive? Love the pod. Keep up, lads. Tanveer?
I think we should retire that with Ad.
No, Tanveer, how many women are you talking to currently? Just tell me. Ballpark figure.
That's a good question. How many girls are you talking to at the moment?
And by talking, it can mean any kind of contact where there's been two ways.
Player of the Year nominees coming right
Probably
up.
like 6 or
After
7.
this, 6 or 7 at the moment.
6 or 7?
I ain't a player, I just fuck a lot.
Yeah.
But that's like, that's not like, that's just, that means...
Is that an average number, or is that, you know?
No,
what's-
it used
what's
to
the-
be. It used to be higher when I was on like Snapchat and shit.
It's like that, it's just spinning plates.
But
Yeah.
now,
spinning bums.
now I've calmed it down.
Right.
Calm it down. Calm it down to 6. How do you keep track of the conversations?
Obviously now I message them on Instagram and stuff rather than Snapchat, because on Snapchat all the messages disappeared, and there are a lot of times I'd be like, "Oh, so how is your brother?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't actually have a brother."
Do you know what, he's going to struggle to walk away from the game. I'll tell you that now.
Huh?
When he finds that girl that he loves, he's
Do you
going to
reckon-
struggle to walk away from the game, I think.
You have
It's
to.
gonna be- it's
you,
like-
you've got to reach a natural end. That part of your life needs to reach a natural end.
I'm getting quite bored of it.
Yeah,
That was my next question. Was like, do you sometimes text a girl and go,
I can't be bothered.
Yeah, like a lot of the times
"Excuse
people
me,
are like,
miss, let me
"What-
talk to
why,
you."
Why'd you stop? Why'd you stop talking to her? And I'm like,
You're bored.
Wow.
See,
That's fine, is it?
what is fine?
Look,
What, it's not fine.
the ladies on the ladies list are screaming right now.
Yeah.
It's not fine
Going
to-
flat out, do something.
It's
You're
not
a
fine to
feminist.
get bored.
Do you know what? I wasn't listening.
All right.
I forgot. I stopped listening to what you're saying.
Finds it slog. He's
But-
excited about the Player of the Year nominations.
I just to kind of help Tanveer here, and to give you some insight,
Thank you.
is I genuinely got to a point where I didn't want to take another woman home.
Moved on to men.
I wanted to take a man home.
Yeah, and that's when I started shagging men. Right, Player of the
Good
Year.
story.
Only on this podcast.
natural end. Things
Mate,
reach a
holy
natural
shit, just let him
end.
move on.
I don't want to do this bit.
Got to.
Come on then.
You got to. So, look at the bits of paper in front of you, Flav. We have, thanks to the people who scored, not a sponsorship thing, but I'm stealing their stats, so I thought I might as well. Because for the people who do like football
Yeah.
and like the pod, I'm trying to keep them happy as well, you see, Flav.
Fair
That's
enough.
what we're doing, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, this is the best 11 of the season so far, which Tanveer will put up as a picture right now. Sorry, I'm editing again, but anyway. So that's the best 11 of the season. And we've also got some of the best ratings beneath that. And in terms of who scored ratings, there's Raheem Sterling, that's currently number 1. Eden Hazard, Sergio Aguero, Mohamed Salah, Kane, Van Dijk. Van Dijk quite low there. Interesting. And so we thought, you guys let us know in the comments below, and we'll pick 5. That's the sort of main consensus of it. But if you had 5 nominees
Out of these.
out of these, and take your time and tell me why, who would you put forward as your player or Premier League Player of the Season nom?
Well, let me just start this by saying one of these players I didn't even know existed before looking at this.
So that's
sheet.
Shah, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him before?
Yeah, he scored a screamer recently for
I've not been
Newcastle
asking you.
United.
I'm saying it's Tanveer on this.
Right.
I've never heard of him.
Wow.
I would say Sterling. He's got to be in.
What
with
we
the shout.
think about Sterling, everyone loves him at the moment, don't they?
Yeah.
He really is the nation's darling. It's the other bit.
Yeah, no, I looked at that as well.
Okay.
I just want to talk about Sterling a bit because
Yeah, go on.
he's the nation's
'Cause it gets us away
darling.
from this.
There's a lot.
Twice.
There's a lot of there's a lot of narrative around him, isn't he? His story's interesting.
Oh, we like him now, don't they? We like him
yeah,
now.
so it's like all the...
He's scoring goals
all
and
the
he's told
papers
us that we're being fucking racist.
Yeah, Piers Morgan's
Let's
like...
stop that
now. But, it's all right. Now we better like him.
Finally, people giving him the respect he deserves. You're digging him out.
I do think he's being helped somewhat by that narrative. And so it should
swinging a
yeah,
bit more
because
the
it's
other
made
way.
his life more difficult. Now it's helping him. Yeah, because people are on his side. And they should be.
Look, there's a lover meter, right? Where is he like fucking like, whoa?
I reckon it's about
Right now.
Where is he? Where is he? Say when.
70. Keep going. Nah.
Wow. That's in the red zone, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's coupled with the fact that he's playing for Man City. He's blooming under, or has blossomed under Pep Guardiola.
Booming.
And he's
25 goals in 48 games, 12 assists.
And he's also his performances in the England shirt have started to improve. And he gets a goal against Montenegro. Even that was like poetic because he's had all the racists in England having to go, the racist press. Different type of racism than to Montenegro. It's a lot more
Quite subtle, aren't they, actually, when you think about it?
Montenegro.
Yeah.
The monkey noises? Yeah. So he responded beautifully by the goal but there was a paradox or a parallel thing going on there, storyline going on in the fact that he was playing in an England shirt, being racially abused and scoring a goal and then reacting to the racists when this exact same thing's happened but more kind of illicitly or more with a bit more skullduggery involved, whereas like the press were being racist, but they're kind of doing it slyly. You know what I mean? I'm trying to reach for the word, but it's like it took a period of relentless reporting on him
to get enough evidence to prove it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was monkey noises, and then there's this kind of long, protracted campaign against him in our tabloid media. So it's a great thing, and because of all that, I think you have to take that into account when thinking about things like the player of the year.
Do you think, this is just a thought, do you think he would be the darling of it all as much if he was scoring the same amount of goals that he scored last season? Not like he's flying this year. He was great last year, but if he still wasn't scoring for England, do you think the comments that he came out and said, do you think people wouldn't have given him as much credit as he's now getting?
I think no.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do, because each time he scores, it creates a headline. And if you weren't having an impact, then you wouldn't have the dickheads at Chelsea. I think was it Chelsea?
But they lost that game as well.
Yeah, I know, but
so maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't think you are wrong. I think the better you play, the more headlines are written, and the more opportunity to have this discussion. I still think it would have come to the fore because the press wouldn't have give up until he made a comment. But
I guess it opens the door a lot easier when there's literally nothing you can dig him out on, because he's when it comes to on the football pitch, he has been scoring goals, creating goals, playing brilliantly. Whereas they had something to hang their hat on with the fact that he couldn't, if he couldn't score for England for a decent period of time, despite his performances in other ways being quite good.
And I think that's actually where a lot of this comes from. I know, because he isn't. The thing is, he's not. He had a lot very young, and he was black, and I think that's enough to set a fire under some of these tabloid journalists' arse in order to get him. But if you actually listen to him talk, or
find out more about his actual story.
Yeah, but
I think he's really impressive, or always has.
Yeah, but he is. But he doesn't. He's not like your stereotypical kind of flash character, which be another. He's just and it's not even true about him having 3 kids. I found out the other day. It's not true. There's one.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah. I mean, if he wasn't as, I don't understand why they picked Sterling. There's tons of black players that they could have picked. Why him? If they were going to. Is it just because he was young?
I think he ticked a couple of boxes that allowed them to go. A bit like now it's the other boxes of he's scoring goals and he's making England fans happy because he's scoring goals. So we can love him now, and he's spoken out, and the press can piggyback off him standing up and him making that stand, and people going, "Oh, well done, well done." And so when everyone That's why he, when he on Instagram very quickly he put up the picture of and the comment about the racism against Montenegro. People go, yeah, I want, as much as it's they believe it, they want people to know that they believe it, and so they retweet it and click it, and so he gets it's a good story for Raheem Sterling because he's actually trying to make a point and shed light on it. But for the rest of the world, a lot of people, and people might not like this, selfishly they go that it's the basics of what does well on social media. It's as much about how you want people to see you as what you're actually saying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he's using the system. Yeah, he's using that world very cleverly now. He's not afraid to do that. And I think also him as a person, he's a very mature. I think he's a very mature kid, and that's come from, if you know about his story, his mum had the sort of vision to go. He could have gone to Arsenal or Chelsea. I think there was a lot of other big clubs in London, but his mum said go to QPR because you'll get an opportunity there. That's a brave decision, right? Because it is though, because it's not that big club, right?
When did he leave? He was 15, wasn't he?
Left when he was 15. Well, and yeah, so when I did the reporting for the youth team, he was there, and he was a very quiet, sweet lad who didn't really say anything, but he still had the bravery to then make a big move up to Liverpool, a different area of the country that he didn't need to do that. And then again, people can get angry about loyalty or whatever, but he's an ambitious guy who's got his head screwed on. So he then made that move from Liverpool to Man City. The facts of it are, yeah, okay, money is a great part of it. He was going there and he knew he would win trophies. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to be the best footballer he can be and win as many things as he can. And then when it comes to the national side of it, for him to, for a long period of time, keep calm and carry on with all the abuse that he got, which I thought I was at that game, that Russia game, the draw where he got booed off. I thought he had a really good first half. But there was a kind of...
but there's a preloaded narrative around it.
Yeah, and you've seen since that Gary Neville, who was in that coaching squad setup, said that Raheem Sterling came up to him and said, I don't understand why is everyone getting on my back? Yeah. So from 2016, he's had to deal with all of that, and probably even before that because he was in the World Cup in 2014. But he'd kept quiet for a long time. But before the World Cup in 2018, and since then, I think you've seen he's a real man now. He knows who he is. He knows what he's about, and he's happy to speak out on the things that he's not happy with.
I think when you come to a realisation,
that's really impressive.
Yeah, it is.
You can see him as a leader in that England team now, especially with so many young
captain
players.
material as well, aren't they? When you realise that the vast majority of people, their opinions don't matter. Everybody's got an opinion, obviously, and when you just realise that people's thoughts and opinions just have, people like to think that they matter, but they don't. Did you say you used to do reports on the youth? I think
so. I followed the away. I followed QPR under 18s when I was trying to get into football media initially.
But was it published anywhere?
Yeah, it was on the website and stuff.
This is so weird. I think I read one of these.
Really?
About Raheem Sterling. I think you said very quiet lad, bit of a chip on his shoulder. And I think I think that's where it started. I think that
it was me. Yeah. It was fuck. It was me all along.
Quite a bit.
Well, yeah, the earring. What a performance from Raheem. Were the earrings necessary? I'm not sure. That's so funny. So Raheem Sterling would be one of those 5 nominations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can do it together.
Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil van Dijk has to be in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you're right.
Aguero.
You put Aguero in there? Is that game?
You were there.
Hazard's got 11 man of the match performances.
Fucking mad, isn't it?
Do you put him in there?
He's apparently not having a great season.
That's not true, is it?
Is it? I don't know.
It's intriguing. He's second when it comes to the who scored ratings on here. Yeah, 11 assists. 13 goals, again, not bad. Aguero with 18 goals. Yeah, I'll go on. You can have... Right, so we've got Van Dijk, Sterling, Aguero.
Can I have it just throw in Musa Sissoko, please? Because...
I mean, that's mad. That's stupid.
All right, can I create another award?
No, yeah, down the line you can. You don't need it right now.
MIP.
MIP, most important person.
Most improved player.
Oh, okay. Most improved player. Right.
It's the one you give to the kid who can't play.
Yeah. You want to give that to him? But you said he can play now, don't you?
Yeah.
Hang on, we've got 3. I want 4.
We've got 4. So
so Hazard, you putting Hazard in there?
I don't know. It's a weird one because he's had a great clearly based on the stats, he's had a great season.
Had a good season. Aubameyang's had a good season. Pogba's had a good season.
Yeah, but
Tanveer, is anyone that do you know any football names?
None at all. I've never heard it.
Mane as well.
Mane.
Here's a good one. Mane scored. If it was if no penalties were included, if it was just in open play, Mane would be top goal scorer.
Really? There you
The
go. The problem is with Mane is he kind of in a triumvirate of quality players, and so he doesn't stand out. Whereas Hazard is head and shoulders Chelsea's best player. Sure. Harry Kane is ours. Whereas Mane is on paper not as good as Salah or Firmino, but he is. But he's not head and shoulders.
I'm trying to think if it is. Who's your player of the season? Sissoko?
No, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Is Aubameyang in there? Is there a Wolves player in there?
You can't be Aubameyang because he celebrated by putting a mask on.
Yeah, fair enough.
Black Panther mask.
That's true. 5th one I'm struggling with. We've got a bit. Fernandinho. If they win the league, probably it's Fernandinho.
Is it?
I don't know. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let us know in the comments below. Give us your 5 nominees.
Fabianski at West
given you a
Ham
few.
Yeah.
He's had a good season.
Should we? Are we doing the?
Do you want to do team of the decade?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we start with goalkeeper.
Yeah. So I went and met Ian Holloway yesterday.
If people don't know who he is, because you might not, that's James's hero and former...
My Beyonce, as my wife says.
QPR captain.
He was a QPR captain, QPR
Legend.
manager.
How many appearances? Must be about 600.
Fuck about 2 million.
Yeah.
Anyway, great guy.
But just like, James loves this guy. Absolutely loves it. Like, since I met him, there's 2 things I knew about Jim. Fat lesbian. And he loves Ian Holloway.
Yeah. Anyway, we have done our interview on the process. That will be with you next week. And honestly, I'll tell you, he said some really amazing things that really make you think.
And he's really welcoming, wasn't he?
So welcoming. Like, went round, was there for 4 hours just chatting away. Exactly what you'd hope he would be like.
Yeah.
And I walked away and I was thinking, because like when you meet someone who you really like, you kind of... I was thinking, I don't want to walk away thinking, he's a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Or something like that. He couldn't have been nicer. He couldn't have been sweeter. And as I say, this is a guy who's, he's managed clubs and he's got a very good CV.
Yeah.
Look, in management, and his honesty about his failures in some of the clubs he's managed was incredible.
What did he say about the Blackpool situation?
He said... the Blackpool situation. Well, he said it was kind of the road on the way there. The job before that was his Leicester City, and he said some very revealing things at Leicester City. He left Plymouth. So he was at QPR, got put on gardening leave, ridiculous leave, and then he was at Plymouth, did very well, amazingly at Plymouth in the Championship, and then. Wasn't getting the funds that he wanted and basically made a decision which he regrets. And he talks about in our interview, and went to Leicester City. And Leicester City had a hell of a lot of players on huge amounts of money. And he went into that squad, and we talk about what it's like being a manager. What are you trying to do in that first week when you go to a new club? Yeah, things like that, and the things that he tried at different clubs. He did the same thing at Leicester, and it just didn't work. He couldn't get the players to kind of really buy into what he was trying to do. Yeah, but it's amazing. He's an amazing person.
I'm chuffed for you.
Yeah, and
when's it going?
I mean, hopefully next Sunday if I can get it edited, I should do. I mean, it's an amazing one. So, but anyway,
friends. Oh, friends.
What's his problem?
A little bit.
What's his problem?
Oh, friends.
He said stay in touch when I left as well.
Oh.
Won't be saying that to you, Tanveer, at the end of the day.
How do you? What's the likelihood that Ian Holloway responds to Jim's next
Absolutely
text?
nothing.
Well, I mean, I've got the interview for free, haven't I?
What would you say? You want to be friends, really?
Just call him up now. Be like,
he's more of a mentor, really.
What's good, man?
He's more of a mentor.
Yeah.
He's more of a mentor.
Did you tell him you played at Wembley? Did you drop that in?
Didn't actually.
Okay,
Didn't need to.
Nice.
Didn't need to. Actually, he only spoke about himself. Anyway, team of the decade. It's another thing that we're going to do, going through the different positions. But on the way back from that interview, that's why I brought that up. I made up a little QPR 2010 to 2019 team, and it did very well on Twitter. People were engaged, shall we say. So I thought, let's do the same things. It's 2019, getting to the end of the decade. Let's do a team of the decade, beginning with the goalkeepers. Another one where you guys can vote in the comments below. Let us know if we miss out anyone. And we'll put forward who we would pick, and then they can decide, shall they?
Yeah. So what do you think?
So we've got a list we've got here. So and what annoyed me with my team was like some of they were going, what about Lee Cook? What about Danny Shitu? Good players, yeah, but from what did they do from 2010 onwards?
So you're looking at total impact during the decade. That's what you're looking at.
But if they came in 2004, were brilliant up until 2009, and then left on loan in 2011 because in 2010 they were crap, you can't put them in your team in a decade.
Well, you can make an argument. It's just saying it might
Doesn't
not
make
be.
any sense though.
All right.
What did you do in that decade?
Okay.
So
we got. Can we start with
Check,
perhaps?
Courtois, De Gea, Edison, Lloris, Joe Hart. Had a good first half.
Edison hasn't been here long enough, so he's out.
You put him out, okay.
Yeah.
Allison, people say one season can't.
Yeah,
you
Allison's exempt.
You can't.
Just can't.
Really,
And he hasn't done enough even to be in the conversation yet.
feels like it's down to 3 here.
Which are?
Check, Courtois,
Big
De Gea.
Dave.
David De Gea.
Sorry, what? You're forgetting a World Cup winner here.
Lloris.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's
Hasn't
not
won
Lloris.
anything then,
It's definitely not Lloris. World Cup. He's won a World Cup in this decade.
That's a good point.
How many World Cups has Czech won?
Carry the 4. None.
So the problem with Czech is, as a great a keeper as he was, and you should definitely be in this conversation. It'd be interesting to see how people vote below. But the game passed him by. He was a great keeper in a game that's changed massively.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. But his legacy has been deeply, deeply hurt by his decisions to just carry on. He's like fucking Theresa May. Just fuck off, mate. You're not the right player anymore. It's time for you to go. I mean, keep playing. But
you know how I feel about goalkeepers, and the longer you stay, the more people think you're shit.
It's like rappers, isn't it?
It's just like rappers.
All the first couple of albums are always great, but if you keep recording and keep releasing,
yeah,
you end up being
no
shit.
one likes a old rapper. No one likes an old goalkeeper, unless it's Lido McCloskey, who's brilliant for us. But yeah, I think Czech's numbers are pretty strong. You know, probably from 2010 onwards, I guess. Courtois, his numbers will be very strong, but is that down to him or is that down to the team that he was in? And then David De Gea,
Well, same as
it
Czech.
looks like it's David De Gea, isn't it? It's got to be, isn't it, really? You're doing team of decade. Who's beating him?
Czech's probably achieved more in terms of what he's won, but I think in terms, it's a hard one, because the quality, I think De Gea...
Bulk of what Czech won was probably in the noughties, though.
Oh, really?
I would guess.
We should know.
It's David De Gea. It's got to be David De Gea, isn't it?
In terms of quality, I think David De Gea
Player of
will...
the season for so many years as well.
Yeah.
And during times when Man United were absolutely shit at the back,
Yeah.
Still shit.
still carried us.
I think that's probably the easiest position we're going to have for me.
De Gea, do you think? Well, we don't decide. The community decides. So there's your 3 options.
What do we do? Do we put a poll card on the video or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, mate. Well done, Tanveer. Well done.
Hey.
Little poll card.
See?
Dig into that.
I feel like he gets paid the big bucks.
Right, let's talk about
Don't.
the mess that was last week.
What?
The comments section, it was difficult to look at, if I'm honest. A
I-
lot of people got very angry. I've never seen anything like it.
With
Bizarre.
me?
Reason for it, well, of course, was Ketchup Gate.
It's not a Ketchup gate. What do you mean Ketchup gate?
You got
just
angry,
chatting
mate.
shit
You
about
got very
fucking
angry. A lot of people.
Because
A lot
I'm
of
sick
things
of
to say
people-
about the fact that. Let me just explain.
Yeah, sorry.
So Flav was talking about how he likes toast, then B. Are you
What?
having butter on that? Marmite, isn't it?
Yeah, butter.
To be
Toast,
fair,
butter,
I feel like the
Marmite.
Marmite's suspect.
No,
Anyway.
no,
Fine
no,
with
no,
Marmite,
no,
fine
no,
with Marmite.
fine with Marmite.
Very
But
different
you know,
flavour.
it is. You
You
got
love
a
it
lot.
or hate it, don't you? Good say.
There is no.
Good say that. So toast, butter, Marmite, baked beans. Flav likes cheese on top.
Oh,
And then he's gone with ketchup. I wasn't even totally dead against it. We were just having a conversation, but you lost your mind. How do you
Because
reflect on that?
I reflect in. I probably went a little bit. I was more emotional than I needed to be to make my point.
Yeah, were you surprised at how emotional you got?
No, because this has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I've been having many conversations like this. People just
holding it
fucking idiots who don't. I shouldn't say that because my missus is one of them, and I have to deal with this on a weekly basis. I have to watch her eat a fry up and not use ketchup because she's got beans on the plate. Doesn't make. I know, I'm not going to make the same point again, right? But all I'm saying is and a lot of people are saying I mix up the ketchup with the beans.
Maybe.
I don't do that.
Well, naturally it's going to, isn't it?
And my point is I understand why people don't put ketchup on baked beans.
What about cheese sauce?
On toast? No, I understand like baked beans and HB. I can deal with that as well. But I'm talking about the people that are the real people that really get my goat when talking about this is just because there's beans on the plate, they don't put ketchup on anything else, or they use the bean juice as ketchup, which completely.
Can I confess something? I don't know if this is going to annoy you or not. As a child, I didn't really like the bean sauce touching anything, so I had it in a little pot. Okay with that?
Yeah,
we right? We okay?
What really fucks me off is people that fucking if they're preparing my breakfast, is eggs and then put the beans right next to the eggs. No one fucking wants that shit, man.
Sloppy mess, isn't it?
Slop like mixing your egg in the beans.
Yeah, you're not into that.
Not scrambled eggs. Fine with fried.
Oh,
egg.
not scrambled. Yeah.
Scrambled eggs is like all bean juice and your eggs and that.
Disgusting.
No.
Anyway, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about this. John Dewhurst, he said, if it's a fry-up, then ketchup and beans is okay because the ketchup is mainly for the sausage and bacon.
Yeah.
But if you are having beans on toast, adding ketchup is weird.
That's not weird. It's a different taste. It adds another variety.
Okay. Connor Wardale said this, just checking in. Anything other than Leah and Perrins on beans is childish.
I'm a vegetarian, so I can't eat that. It's got fish in it.
Has it? Yeah, right. Luke Jarvis, I'm intrigued to see what you think about this one. Flav, how about putting coleslaw on your beans on toast? It's a game changer.
No. No. Could you imagine coleslaw on beans?
Yeah.
I thought that was bizarre.
That probably does.
That-
That probably
That's
does
like
sound
that's like
alright.
block. That's almost like I was like, might just block him in. We like Luke.
I'm a big fan of coleslaw. Like, I love it. I like, one of my
It's one of the
favourites.
few sandwiches you can eat.
Well, I don't eat it really in a sandwich unless. Yeah, I mean this is boring. But but a nice bit of coleslaw on a jacket potato.
Oh yeah.
And a jacket potato, right? What you got to do is you got to prick the skin. You got to cover it in oil and then salt.
Oh.
And you put it into
Salt
the oven.
potato?
Yeah, and then what you get is a very hard skin.
Right.
And then what you do is inside is you scoop out all of the potato,
Okay.
put it into a bowl, grate cheese in it, mash it up, and then put it back in the cake. Holy moly! And then,
You're blowing my mind.
mate, please do this next time. The only thing it does.
It's too long. Sounds long.
Yeah,
No, that sounded good. Sounded good. I like that. Malcolm
no,
Lowe.
but in terms of putting that on beans, we can.
Why don't you make it and bring it in next week and we'll taste it?
Probably won't.
I definitely won't do it.
Malcolm Lowe, hashtag can't take. Flav should be having brown sauce on his beans, not ketchup. Ketchup is for females. Hashtag disappointed.
Hang on. What? Ketchup is for females.
You tell him.
Pejorative term.
Go get him. Go get him, Flav. Off you go.
So
Take him off his leash.
you're making it sound like that ketchup is a lesser sauce because females eat it. I mean, I get he's probably joking. He's probably joking.
Well,
He's probably joking.
Is
But,
that funny though, is it?
It's not helpful, is it?
Someone
It's
who
not
really had a tough time with this whole thing was William Allen Smith,
Mm-hmm.
who tweeted me and said,
Tweet?
I don't like how everyone turned on Flav Bateman in the comments of this week's One for the Weekend podcast.
Okay.
Some people took hashtag KetchupGate too far.
Way too far.
And though it pains me to say it, it's made me question the safety of the comments section.
Mm.
Where is the policing, James Alcott?
There was someone else who got. There was some nasty comments in there as well.
Well, so the reason he said that was that someone said, they will remain nameless. He said, just checking in, hashtag can't take. Flav is a borderline nonce for having ketchup as well as baked beans. An absolute weapon. Will Alan Smith said, less of that. Can't be using that word around these parts. Flav may be weird for doing so, but answer me this. Would ketchup work as an adequate substitute for tomato sauce on pizza? No. And therefore, must be made a clear distinction between different forms of tomato sauce and ketchup. This is a supportive community. It's far better to help clarify the situation and help Flav through this situation rather than mock him.
Who is this guy?
So I was like, wow.
That's
you
good.
know, that's good. That's impressive.
a nice bit of praise.
However, he then wrote another comment, which you know.
What's his name?
Will Allen Smith.
No,
Who's
the guy who
defending
said
it.
the comment.
I don't know. I haven't got it on this one. He then went. I thought, oh wow, Will Allen Smith's trying to stay on top of the comment section.
Sounds
appreciate it. You know that comment there. Appreciate it. But he's then lost. He's got a little bit. He's got a motive here.
Yeah, is he?
He's gone. Flav, you're fucking right. James, you've disappointed me. Tanveer, to be honest, I'm not surprised. Beans and fucking ketchup, you idiots.
Hang on.
Oh well, it's the
Who's gonna done
same.
it?
It's the same bloke. This is. It's the same bloke. It's the same tomato taste. So, that's so flawed. That's like saying he's done the pizza ketchup thing again because he's lost his way. He's lost his head.
Yeah, he's lost it.
Yeah, doesn't make any fucking sense.
He's
I'm
drowning.
enraged.
He's drowning here.
Flav, thank you. It just does taste different. Never have I thought when eating a burger, let's get some bean juice to make it better. Fuck off. The rest of you disgust me.
Great point.
Well,
absolute great point.
I know, but it's not a calm take though, is
No,
it?
it's not a
It's when
great
you
point.
lose your shit like that.
He's
It's embarrassing.
So everything has to be a calm take now. He's ripped you to a new one.
No, he isn't.
Yeah.
He's completely rattled.
He's rattled.
We've
That's a good
rattled
word, T. He's rattled.
but
Will,
sometimes-
you've got to deal with it.
Look.
You had dealt with it, and then you've let yourself down.
Do you know? There's a
little
couple
bit
more. There's a couple more ladies in the comments that I've noticed that you haven't given due notice to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is. Sarah. Did you say Sarah?
Sarah Orla, yeah.
To you, another lady listener just checking in. Loved the unintentional flames relationship. Wasn't unintentional. Completely planned.
I don't know.
There was
any more?
Ashna Jury.
Yeah, that's the one I said as well.
Fair enough.
Said that one as well.
Maybe you said it.
Great podcast.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do here, Flav? You trying to make?
I'm just making sure if someone leaves a nice comment, they get the recognition they deserve.
So we're about to get onto Catfish or No Catfish with Dottie Foster. If you're unaware of this whole situation, head back to last week's podcast and watch all of that because it's great. And then come back. But before that, just to remind you all, because I really would love this to happen. Get your bits out for the lads. Last week we said, can we get a just checking in sign at the football? The football is back this week.
No way, someone's actually done it.
No one's done it.
Oh.
No one's done it. But I would love to see it. It would make.
There's never
my
been. There
year.
hasn't been a lot of opportunity to do.
No, exactly, because it's international football. But can we get this going, guys? Just checking in. Nice big sign at the football. Send me a link to it. Happy days.
Yeah. Just a Dottie Foster thing, just so people do know, if they're not watching it, is she's a pretty lesbian in our comments. Tanveer thinks she's a catfish.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's dive
just
in.
put that
Let's
out
dive
there.
in.
And she said, he said, well, he proved you're not a catfish.
Whoa!
But,
Weave the yarn, Flav.
oh, sorry, go on.
Weave the yarn.
Well, I thought you wanted me to rush through it because you said go and listen. You weren't even going to do a yarn.
I'm about to do the yarn now. But if they want full context, that's the thing with this podcast. It's like a soap opera.
Got to keep,
Got to watch every single one.
Gotta watch everything.
So, right. Catfish or no catfish? I'm about to say the exact same thing that you said.
That's all right.
But Dottie, who's become borderline a friend in the podcast, guys. I mean, they're all friends, really. But she needed some Flames advice. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So there's two
so
ways of doing this.
so
Do we tackle catfish, or do we
No,
claim that let's concentrate on Flames advice for a second, then
Yes.
establish it? Right. So there was a girl that she was doing bits with.
Yeah, but
she had a boyfriend.
And she wanted her to leave the boyfriend and have a relationship with Dottie.
Exactly. And but in addition to that, unbelievable cliffhanger at the end of the podcast.
What was
last
it?
week. Do you remember?
Oh,
Rima. Do you remember
yeah,
Rima?
yeah.
Of course, on the ladies' list. She got involved.
Yeah, she said
And she said hello. And she said that she said, I like Dottie. I thought, hello.
I like her
kicking
because
off.
she's bi.
Because well, that's what she said here. Phone ringing.
So,
On vibrate.
yeah.
Getting there, mate. Getting there. That's good. Hang on, where is it? So first of all, Dottie updated. Dottie said this, if she is real. I've talked to the girl about where she's at with everything, and she said she isn't ready to break up with her boyfriend. So we've just been carrying on behind his back like we were. I've been thinking that maybe I should talk to her boyfriend.
Oh.
I can't believe she said this. I've been thinking that maybe I should talk to her boyfriend and tell him about what's going on in an attempt to get things moving. Do you guys think this is a good idea or not?
When is
Whiffs of catfish.
When is that ever
Whiffs
a
of
good-
catfish.
Yeah. When's that ever a good idea in any situation?
You, Dottie, listen to me, please. That is the worst idea I've ever heard. Not only will it end up with you not getting what you want,
Correct.
she will run a mile. Secondly, it's very nasty and spiteful thing to do. Thirdly,
Commit to 3.
I'm trying to think something else. No, I had something else.
You
But
just see his brain working.
yeah, it's just
No, the fact that I think she's basically the fact that the girl's gone. Nah, I think I'll stick with the boyfriend for now.
That's enough of a sign.
Yeah, that's a sign. That's Dottie. If you are a real person, then you should have the self-esteem in yourself to go. Hang on a minute, I'm great, and I shouldn't be getting pied off just for a bit of sex.
Also, Dottie, if she's not willing to do what you're asking her, maybe you need to just cut her out. And it's hard to do when you like someone. But you will, as a gay person, unfortunately, it's always going to be more difficult because you are either going to have to deal with these other situations. And in this instance, it may be that this girl doesn't want to come out as gay, maybe doesn't consider herself gay. And if she gets into a gay relationship, she might question what she is. Maybe you're the bit on the side. Whether you're a girl or a boy,
yeah.
she's
Corn
in
on
a
the cob.
Yeah.
Gravy.
Corn on the cob, gravy, coleslaw.
Chips.
Yeah. Other things that are on the side.
yeah, coleslaw.
I'm joking.
Yeah. So, to answer the question, good idea or not?
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Very, very
correct.
bad idea. And yeah, I mean, I think that you seem like a. I don't know who you are really.
Yeah.
But
It's confusing.
it is confusing
Yeah.
because it all will be revealed in a minute. 'Cause I'm not sure who I'm talking to.
So Rima.
Bad idea though. Bad
So there
idea.
was a cliffhanger, wasn't there? Because you read the comment of last week. Rima going, "I'm a girl. I like Dottie, and I'm also a girl." I think we might have misled the viewers there, but not to our own fault though.
Yeah, not
so Rima
intentionally.
said this. Hi Rima, just checking in. Just finished the pod, really enjoyed it, lads. Just one little comment about the ending, James. I didn't mean I like Dottie. I meant like Dottie, I'm a girl.
This is why grammar's really important.
Yeah. Does that make more sense? Haha.
Well, it makes more sense because you've written the sentence properly, Rima.
Flav's a stickler for grammar. Although,
It's about how people communicate with each other. It's a very basic thing. You need to get it right. If you don't, you come across people make like sweeping assumptions about you. Like in our head, you was gay and you wanted to get it on with Dottie because you didn't use a comma. It's pretty important.
it can start or end relationships, or fake ones. Although, she goes on to say, Dottie does seem like a very nice lady.
Lady, yeah.
And I am bi.
What?
So, to be fair to you, I could have meant that, but sadly I was just it was just a misunderstanding.
All right.
Sorry to
What, she
disappoint you.
leads us up.
She's like the Simon Cowell of the comment.
Yeah.
It's bad. And when I mean bad, I mean real bad.
It's like here's a little carrot. No. Here's another. No.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Carrots.
shit.
Do us a favour. Do us a favour, right? Be open-minded, Rima. Slide into Dottie's DMs. She's on Twitter. Just have a conversation. It never has to be disclosed. Start the conversation and see how it goes. Maybe meet up and have a drink. You don't know.
Definitely meet up in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, meet up. Well, there you go.
Yeah, because you never
The
know.
comment sections are there for you all to. It's a chat room in a way.
Yeah,
So get involved.
and if nothing happens, you've met a friend.
Exactly. On to the catfish situation.
Is that the only bit of Flame's advice?
No, we've got two others.
All right, cool.
I just wanted to show the opinions of people. So Oliver Williams, he's saying, so when it comes to catfish, Tanveer said this. Tanveer said that if Dottie is a real person, then, and she has got a Twitter account, then she should take a picture of herself with a spoon. Because who takes a picture with themselves with a spoon? Very clever.
It's very clever.
Very clever. Anyway.
It's also a bit sort of like the fact he's had this
He
pre-planned.
knew that, yeah.
He knew that for women on the internet.
No, I've just been in a situation where someone's tried to catfish me. I've just been like, take a picture with a spoon and then been blocked.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Anyway, Oliver Williams said, Dottie is real, don't believe the catfish hype. Jacob Hayes felt very differently about this. He said, you're all desperate virgins replying to catfishes in the YouTube comments. You're almost as creepy as True Geordie. I'll fight you all.
I'll fight you all.
Someone said less of that. Dottie herself said, virgins is a bit harsh.
Probably right though.
Jacob said, Dottie, grow up, you dosser.
Grow up, you dog.
So,
So he's convinced.
Different views.
He's convinced.
He's convinced she's a catfish. But now, this is the bombshell.
The thing is, she's changed her picture on YouTube, or Gmail.
Twitter, yeah.
So now I'm starting to think like a couple of times, and I think she's changed it back to the old ones. So May, like,
Looking at her Twitter a lot.
not like no
Yeah,
since the
Flav seems to know a lot
no
about
no
what's going
yeah,
on.
but since the catfish allegations, things are coming into my head, and I'm thinking, this wouldn't be a difficult thing to go to a Facebook group and get a Facebook profile.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
pick
we've all
up
seen the film.
Four,
That happens,
four,
doesn't it?
four or five pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, given his experience of talking to girls online, that he's got a good eye for this.
Yeah.
And I think he might. My gut feeling now, based on Tanveer's expert opinion, I think she's a catfish also.
You do.
I don't think she's
right.
real.
Well, so what's interesting? I think this is tip.
What did she
for
tweet,
me.
though?
This
What
is
did she
tip
tweet?
for me exactly. So Dottie tweeted, "Right, lads, give me a few days. I'll go out and buy a spoon." Very cute.
I mean, everyone has a spoon in their drawer, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
just
a
get
weird
on
thing
with
to
it.
say.
Yeah, but then she went, or he,
A couple of weeks later.
Psych.
A couple of days later.
psych.
Psych.
Does that, would a young hip lady use the word psych? Lady use the word psych? Then she went, as if people thought I'd actually post a picture of me with a spoon.
I mean, we did.
Why would I?
We all thought that.
We-
We thought you were going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to clear this up.
Why would I when I've already got you all on strings?
Why would you want us on
If you
strings?
100% knew I was real, it would ruin the excitement, and you all know it.
I'm pretty sure that the virgins in the comments want you to be a real girl lesbian.
Do you know what I don't like? I don't like your attitude, Dottie. I don't like it at all. Who the hell do you think you are?
What you do?
I'm not happy about this at all. Because if you're not a catfish, take
Prove
the
it.
fucking picture. And because I'm not on strings, all right? I'm still fighting for this community. Now I've got to go into this podcast and get something. And that something is a picture with you with a spoon. So either take the picture of you with a spoon and send it to us on Twitter so that we can put this all to bed, or you will be blocked. Because I'm not having catfish in a community that I've worked bloody hard to build, and it's built on transparency.
Can I just say something?
And love and honesty.
Positivity.
And positivity. Not catfishing my virgins.
There are
a lot of virgins.
There are virgins.
That's up to them.
There are virgins.
They're our virgins.
Yeah.
No one's going to fuck them apart from us. All right? I'm the head of this family. You're not going to fiddle with my children. I am, if anyone.
You really found a good way to put that. Good shit.
Right?
Oh my
You're getting
God.
above your station. You're getting above your station, Dottie Foster. And I
That's incredible.
don't like it.
This all started from us just trying to figure out.
Do you know what? And we were saying this, because she's a girl, you've got to be polite. No. You're equality in this community.
Can I
You're the
say
same as everyone
something?
else, and you will be blocked.
Jim, I'm with you and I support you in everything you do. However, if she isn't a catfish, if she is a catfish, she's getting everything she wants.
But that's my point. I'm nipping this in the
We've
bud
already
now.
done it. What I'm saying is we've
No,
already done it.
no.
You've fed the catfish. We've given her loads of attention.
She's had loads of attention, but she'll have no more after next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
if nothing happens in the next week, that's it. We
Yeah.
don't mention it again. And
Yeah,
that's
look,
it.
so
Done.
like we'd love to carry this on. We're happy to build bits out of nothing, which is essentially what this is.
Yeah, I think we've proven that.
Yeah, we're good at it. We're good at it.
Yeah, we're good at it.
But now you've got to step up to the plate, Dottie.
Don't be that person.
If you prove that you're not manipulating minds on the internet, prove that you're not a catfish, post a picture of a spoon, and we can just get on and build a relationship together.
It's as simple as this. You're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah, and right now we don't know.
And we have 7 days to figure this out.
7 days for you to figure this out. We don't want any snakes in the click.
Wow.
In the what?
Click.
Good.
You've been warned.
some people
You
say
have been warned. I've got a quick fire flames advice and then a very different one, which is very interesting to finish off this week's podcast. YouTube spam. This is the quick one. Just checking in, lads. # flames advice. Met this girl. This one for you, Tanveer, probably. Although you were at university as well, as was I. I'm rambling. Met this girl first year of uni on my course and thought she was mint. Then decided to stop turning up to my course and to doss about with sports teams, etc. I've only seen her around exams. Having not spoken to her since, is it weird to slide into her DMs now in third year when we're about to graduate?
No, absolutely not.
Not okay.
No, I mean,
Not
no,
okay.
it's not weird.
It's not weird, right?
Well, it's weird if you have the opportunity to see her in person, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like if you're just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
That's true. What is the worst that can happen? You're not going to see her ever again.
Yeah, especially if you guys graduate, you're literally never going to see her again.
Yeah, and if you're about like just getting your tings, then there's a deadline there, isn't there? So she's probably a bit more up for it. Well, that's what I found. Third year.
I think that he sees more in her than that.
I don't.
He what now?
Slide into her DMs.
Well, no, if he's waited like 3 years or whatever, and
Could have been that bothered, could he?
Still trying to.
He's because I think he's going. Oh no, I've only got so long to shag her.
Yeah. Find out where she drinks.
Oh my god.
Huh? And then just follow her.
Give her the eyes. Cool.
Just follow her.
Right, and this week's Flames Advice. No update from Bus Stop Guy last week. Think your name's Nico. Nico, please give us an update.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've had a mayor as well. I said I was going to do Daz Muchachi's update. We'll do it next week, sorry.
Who?
It's the guy who went on the Caribbean holiday. It's a very long update, but I appreciate it and we will do it. The boyo, Flames Advice for this week. First time checking in, #Flames Advice. I've been talking to a woman who works at the same company as me, but in a different department and different part of the country. Okay?
Yeah, I get you.
She is the first woman I've been interested in that is older than me, 6 years older.
Yeah.
I find this a little...
How old is he?
It's a good question, it doesn't say. I find this a little intimidating.
16.
Well, they work together, so you imagine he's probably 23 plus.
All right.
I'm guessing.
And watches this, so he must be.
I find this a little intimidating. She isn't technically my boss, but she does have power over me, and occasionally we have to talk on the phone for business calls. Things started to get a little flirty and progressed to the point that we now talk over FaceTime for hours every night. A lot of my work colleagues have tried and failed as she's incredibly hot.
Yeah.
But neither her nor I are looking for a relationship, just an occasional smash and grab type of thing.
Well, as long as they're both into it.
Not sure that's the right phrase.
Smash and grab. No, smash and grab's like getting a
It's like getting naked
winner
out.
at football.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's right. If he's punching, maybe it is a smash and grab.
Not sure about. It's weird, isn't it? Like smash is kind of that's accepted, isn't it? But grab.
But smash and grab's like it's a robbery.
feels a bit rapey.
It means a robbery.
Right.
Like,
Get in there, get out. Get in, get out.
Just say some casual sex.
Yeah. Like I said, on the phone, things are going great, but she came to meet me the other week and it seemed very awkward and forced.
Yeah, but
I know she felt the same. I'm not sure if it's the power thing, the age thing, or the fact that if we ended up going there, I would need to put in an amazing performance, as it would no doubt be the talk of the office. How do I get past this and get the same level of banter and end up being the hero of the office? Love the show, really helps me on a night shift. Oh, lovely. I like that.
Good, man. It's nothing to do with any of those things. It's to do with your relationship being completely online and text-based.
Yeah.
You have so much time to think about what you're going to say that you always come across better in text unless you're a moron, than you do when you have to speak off the cuff. So you need to engineer more phone calls.
They've been doing
like
FaceTime.
Yeah, FaceTime's like, if you FaceTime for like hours, like...
Sorry.
FaceTime.
Face to face. Oh, I misheard that. Yeah, I don't know, man. You're weird.
No, it's not. It's still very different. Yeah. And like, the aspects of it are very different. But it's just once you do it a few times and you're comfortable and you've done it a few times, then you'll get into your own, really.
Yeah, I think you got to keep cracking on with it.
Think about how you're overthinking things as well.
Yeah,
like she's never going to think of it that way.
And I tell you what, there is zero chance that unless you have an absolute horror show, there's very little chance of going around and going, Jesus, so and so was absolute garbage in bed. Like, who does that? No one does that. It's only men that talk shit like that.
Girls are funny though. Girls are very graphic to their close friends, but otherwise they're quite discreet.
You don't know that, do you?
So graphic.
Yeah. Like, and I sometimes overhear conversations that my missus is having with her mates, and I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. Then, like, it's too much.
They probably feel the same about us a hell of a lot.
When do we do it? We don't. Women talk more filthily than men do
about sex. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because do you know what it is? Because
it's more a bravado thing with blokes, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously we've been doing it for so long and from such a young age.
So well.
Yeah. That we don't feel...
And when you mean long, you mean
I think with women,
by session?
No, I don't mean the actual act of sex. I mean just talking about it. I just think women, as soon as they find someone...
40 minutes?
Huh?
Was that on the pod? Did we have that conversation?
No. So we were talking about...
Oh, now it is on the pod, yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about, like, what's a good duration of sex? And was it you? You went, oh, well, I didn't. What was it? I didn't have a. It was an all right session, where, you know. And I was like, how long did it? Like 40 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? 40 minutes. And the thing is 40 sex minutes is like 4 hours.
I would love that. If you're having sex this weekend, because it is one for the weekend.
Yeah.
If you're having sex this weekend, just pop a timer on. Just let us know.
So there's two things. I don't know if you know this. There's two things. There's normal time, and then there's sex time.
Oh.
Sex time moves a lot slower than normal time. So you might be thinking like you're an absolute champ, like this guy. And you...
Oh, you put him?
Oh, no.
And
Jim as well.
And Jim. You rate yourself in the sack, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, 3-to-1 ratio is what we said, isn't it? Not always possible, but with you it is.
That's just due to my low self-esteem.
No, don't be silly. Don't do that to yourself. Yeah. So you could be having mind-blowing sex for 12 minutes, and it will feel like it was half an hour. And then you look at the clock and you thought, fucking, I was like a stallion that time, wasn't I? Yeah. You look at the clock, fucking, what is it? 11 minutes? 11 minutes? Yeah. We've been having sex longer than that, haven't we? No.
Time yourself this weekend. I'd love
let
to
us know how many.
Advice for the dude. I actually do think it's like, you know, when you meet, you've been watching someone on telly or YouTube or whatever, and then you meet them in person. You're a bit like, ooh, it's different. Like, because you know them, but you don't know them.
You think people are starstruck by you?
That's not what I said.
That's how I
That's
said
how I
it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when you're a YouTuber.
It came across like that to us
you,
normal people, but
yeah.
for Jim,
I was sitting there
don't
saying,
think
what
he
are you
quite got
talking
that.
about?
For example, Ian Holloway, yesterday. When I met him, I was like, fucking hell, that's Ian fucking Holloway. Not many people I would know would have that reaction, but I did. But so for him, in a similar way, he's spoken to her on the phone loads, he feels like he knows her, but he's only seen her through a screen. And now she's this real thing.
Yeah, it's hard.
So I think it's a lot to, like, your senses are kind of, it's a lot. Yeah. So you then feel a bit awkward and nervous, like, so you don't really know how to be around each other.
Of course.
You were safe in your room.
He started that relationship on the phone, but he also needs to do the same thing in person. Build that relationship
and it's clear that she's into you, even if it's just for a one-night stand or casual sex. You know, just do the damn thing. You've done all the hard work, now get the reward.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Do the damn thing.
Do the damn
thing. Weird as ever, but that is one for the weekend. We got over 1,700 likes last week.
And it got less views than the last one, so who knows? What the fuck?
But importantly, it was nice. It was nice to see.
Yeah.
So smash that like button.
Do you remember on my...
Smash and grab that like button.
Do you remember on my birthday, Jim? When we went out? A couple of years back, birthday in Canterbury. Went to that pub.
Champions League final.
Elliot was there.
Oh yeah.
Very drunk. And we was in the Queen's Head in Essex Road, and a bloke came up to us and said, "You're off Ball Street. Do you want to come down and sit with us?"
I don't remember this.
Do you not?
No.
There was no way for us
I
to...
nodded and went, yeah. You ever do that?
You came up to us like this. Flev! This guy recognised us from Wall Street.
That's not me.
You were very drunk.
That's probably how you were.
Like, Flev, well, I'm doing the...
Is that how I talk?
Flev. He goes like, and there was nowhere to sit. I was off my tits. Like, I ingested a lot. And and I hugged the guy for a long time, and then I refused his offer of a seat.
Not sure this is true.
100% true.
Okay, what's your
that was your story?
I'm just saying, like, it is nice to be, sometimes people are starstruck, even by us.
There you go.
I've been thinking a lot about porn recently. Oh my God. I'm just going to leave that there.
Another cliffhanger for you. Come back next week and maybe you could let us know a little bit more about that.
Is it all right?
Is porn okay?
There you go. Well,
really on that feminist trip at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Yeah,
the other night I've been away from it.
You've just been watching too much Loose Women on YouTube, haven't you? Well,
he's definitely been watching.
I've been obviously away from the missus at the moment, so sometimes
check on Loose Women.
Need to fire up the old laptop, don't we? But
the old laptop.
I was watching it and I was like, this isn't what's happening in my head? What's happening in my head? Why is my head doing this to me?
Why did I pick that one?
Okay. It's because of
enough's enough.
She looks sad.
Subscribe to the channel. We will be in a new venue probably next week. But we love you very much.
Tell you.
And we'll try and get someone with a live show. And
we need to start planning that. You can't just say, "Oh, we're doing a live show," and then do nothing.
yeah,
Okay, goodbye.
Tanveer's bored.